Hi everybody, welcome back to part 2 of my table makeover. So I have a little surprise. I came back through on my table and did a little more painting. So I will show you guys that. Let me actually just show it to you real quick. I'm gonna point the camera down. I changed the base of the legs and added sawmill gravy over on top of that palmetto, and then I lightly distressed it. So now the green is showing and it looks really pretty. I also came back over top of the lemonade and did buttercream and then distressed it a little bit too, but you still see that lemonade color through the distressing. So now it's time for the fun part of adding our transfers, which this is, oh, I gotta change that way. This is definitely the best part because as fun as paint is, now I can really add a lot of embellishment. So I've got 2 sets. I only have 1 set open on here right now, but 2 sets of the garden Magnolia Garden. And I have already come through and cut these. So the transfers come on large sheets of transfer paper, essentially. And then I went through and cut the designs out and then strategically placed them where I thought they looked best. So I've already done 1 so far, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. So I've got a branch on here, and now I'm moving on to the first magnolia. But what I want to do first is cut this out because I don't want those leaves to just be like randomly placed. I kind of would like them a little closer to the magnolia, so I think we're going to just do it. So I'm going to cut this out. Maybe I'll leave this one. That one I'll leave. So on the back is a white piece of paper. See how that peels off? Now this is sticky. You don't want this to touch anything until you are ready to put it on and where you want it placed. So you just throw that other one to the side. And the actual flower, like in my case, the flower and the leaf, those are sticky. So if that touches something, it's going to stick to it. And if you accidentally do that and try to peel it back up, it will rip. So just be forewarned because I've done that myself. So I'm gonna figure out how I want this. Maybe like that. I do kind of want it overlapping this branch. However, I will tell you guys, they are kind of translucent, transparent, not sure. And so if you have something behind it, you will see it. So I don't want this to be totally overlapping. I just want it to be like strategically placed where it looks like that would be a flower and a stem coming out. So I'm gonna do it like that. All right, now you get these like little, they almost look like a tongue compressor inside of the kit, and you just hold it like this and you press. You do have to press it pretty hard, otherwise it won't stick. So you want to do it on an angle. Make sure you're not gouging or digging. You don't want to do that, but you do press pretty hard. All over the design. Make sure you get everywhere. And then you're gonna find just like a little corner where you can start pulling that plastic cover back up. Okay, I don't have it down yet, so I need to press harder there. And then what I'll do is work slowly peeling this back and keep doing this with my finger. So you wanna make sure you don't pull too fast, otherwise you will rip your transfer. Okay, go to the leaf. And like I said, you do this pretty hard, and it's okay. You're not gonna gouge your tabletop or whatever you're working with as long as you don't angle this straight down or dig. You just wanna go slow and enjoy the process of adding these beautiful transfers to your furniture. Slow. Wherever there's like a little details or points, you always want to make sure you get that down really well, otherwise it can rip. There we go, it's on. All right, I'm gonna just come back over with my finger and rub it just to make sure that it is all the way secure. There should not be any air bubbles or anything in here because there's no air that really could possibly get between this. I do have that happen a lot of times when I do stencils with my silhouette, but with these, I've never had air bubbles. And if for some reason you did get an air bubble, what you do is you take a safety pin or like a sewing pin and just gently poke where the air bubble is and then lightly flatten it out and you'll get rid of that air bubble. So here we go. I know it's kind of hard to see. You guys will see this once it's all done and I post the pictures of it, but I turned my chair is on the cardboard. There we go. Which, if you guys notice, this chair was one of the latest Dixie Belle projects I did. I actually made the whole cushion and everything. Made these cushions, reupholstered them, and painted. So you guys can check that out on Gathered in the Kitchen while I keep working here. So, all right, this one, I love this little stem, but I'm gonna hold that off. Okay, this one, there's like 3 little flowers and a branch. So what I'm gonna do is do the branch first. I don't know if I want that. Yeah, I'll have that touch. And kind of slide my filler pieces up. So what I'm gonna do, again, I've cut these all out off of the big sheet because you cannot be working with it in a whole big piece, otherwise you're gonna mess it all up. So then you just peel off your back, the white paper, and lay this down. Now again, this is sticky, so only make sure you lay it where you want it. It is movable unless you accidentally press, and then it's not. So, let's see, maybe I'll do, let's go right here. I've got that flower, so hold on. I wanna make sure I get enough, yeah, we'll go more inward. Okay, this one's gonna go like this, and I'll put a leaf over there. All right, start pressing. So I hope you guys had a great afternoon. I took a little longer than an hour to get back to you guys from part 1 because I ended up having to go to the farm with my daughter. We lease a horse and she wanted to ride today. So we did that and it was beautiful because it's so snowy outside, but it's freezing. So I wish you could have snow and all the beauty of it without the freezing cold. I'm not a fan of the cold anymore. All right. Make sure I press this on really good. I'm gonna start slowly peeling and just slowly work my way, peeling it off while I keep rubbing. Now you guys can buy these transfers. You can get the links for them over on Gathered in the Kitchen. Just search Dixie Belle, and then I will post all of these links in this live video, as well as over on Gathered in the Kitchen. But you can get my affiliate link over on Gathered in the Kitchen. Just search Dixie Belle. And they're very reasonably priced too, especially for the amazing look that you get. All right, there's another one on. So again, I'm just gonna take my finger and lightly go over it. And the really cool thing is you cannot tell that this is a transfer. Like if I was really looking at this, I would think this was painted on here. I made a sign for my daughter's horse instructor, the owner of the farm, and she thought I hand painted the barn. It was really pretty, so I did not. I'm not that talented, but it looked really pretty. So how do I want this flower to be curved? What do I do? This one here? Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna do this one up here. Take up that space. All right. This is a really fun process, actually. It looks kind of tedious, and it is, but it's really fun seeing it all come together. do over here. Rip this one off. And we're gonna angle this to take up space out here. I'm really loving how this is coming out. We used to live in Georgia and we had a magnolia tree right outside our daughter's window, and that was her nursery. It was our first house and I loved that tree. When it would bloom, the magnolias were giant, and ever since then I've just always liked magnolia trees and eucalyptus and the cotton balls. Just reminds me of the South, where we had a lot of really good memories. We lived there over 13 years. It's where all of my kids were born, and we owned 3 homes, lived in 3 different states, and really it's where my whole adult life was at. So, all right, this one, having a little issue with this one. Here we go. Sometimes you have to try different points of where to start peeling the plastic up. There we go. Perfect. Rub it on. Okay. Turn it. Now this one. This one's gonna go here. Now I just need more pieces of furniture because I have so many of these transfers that I've gotten from Dixie Belle, and I really want to try them out, but sometimes I have a hard time finding furniture. I don't live in a super humongous area, and so when I do find things, sometimes they're not really priced for a DIY project. They're way overpriced. So, all right. And another one. This is fun. Way fun. I like it. This one, how do we want? That and cut that off. I don't have my X-Acto knife. So what I should have done is brought my X-Acto knife up, and then I would cut wherever it's gonna go right off the edge. I could just push it up and make it not go off. Maybe I'll just do that. Okay. Get it right on the edge. Perfect. So I don't know about you, but it's Saturday night, and this is exactly how I would like to spend my Saturday night. I was extremely boring in college, and this is what I did. My husband, who was my boyfriend and fiance in college, we used to have crafting nights because that's what I enjoy doing. I've always liked to be little Martha Stewart, Susie Homemaker, doing stuff like this. While everybody else was out living up the college life, we were at home painting. I have a snowman, a ceramic snowman over there that we painted when we were in college, probably on a Saturday night. And those are just my favorite memories. Getting to do stuff like this. I love making things. Oh, my dogs are gonna get wild. probably like, who are you talking to? There's nobody there. Go. Pretty. Turning. Now I'm gonna do Julia. Shh. One of these. All right. Juju. Shh. They love to wrestle. Oh my gosh. And the one is just insanely loud. Part boxer, so I think that's why we used to have a full boxer, and she was extremely loud as well at our house in Georgia. I swear, people must have thought we were insane because she was so loud. All right, I like that direction. Dylan. Oh, stop. Oh, you guys are knocking over my transfers. All right, so if you guys are just joining us, what I'm doing is applying this transfer. This is a Belles and Whistle transfer from Dixie Belle. I'm using the Magnolia Garden. And what you do is you just very strategically place each transfer and then use this tongue compressor like thing. Hey, Colty, call the dogs and press this on here. And then you will slowly pull this backing paper away and your transfer will be stuck to your furniture. Okay, so this right here, because we're coming over on the edge here, I'm going to cut this. There wouldn't be anything for that to hook onto. Okay, press. So I've got a couple filler pieces here of leaves and some other branches that I'm going to come back over and add those. I just wanted to put the big pieces on first and see where I liked them placed before adding all the little extra details. Kind of like when you make a wreath. You put the big flowers on and then you start adding like little filler pieces and sprigs and seeing where you need a little more oomph to your wreath. Hey, Colty, can you let them out? My hand's starting to get tired. Here we go. That one's on. Pretty. Okay. Turn it again. So these leaves are going to go to that one. This butterfly is going to go there, and these leaves will come to this one. Now, you can do that like that. And let's see, I'm going to need one more flower there to get this spaced how I would prefer it. So let me grab those and see which little flower would work well. I've got some leaves still. That leaf could go. If those ones go up there, this leaf could come here, and that would be really pretty. Maybe I'll just do a leaf. These ones are smaller, so I think I'll open the second pack of this transfer. So again, I'm using the Magnolia Garden transfer. And they look like this. I just want a smaller flower. So maybe what I'll do is use one of the ones that goes, yeah, we'll do that. We'll set this aside for coming right here. So we'll keep working with this so far. Okay, so we're gonna slide that and come back to right here. So I just wanted to figure out which other flower I wanted right there. So again, I've got these cut out. If you guys are just joining us, I am doing some transfers onto this table. So I've cut them out of the big sheets, and then I peel off the white paper, and I've got my transfer. So you guys can see it's kind of hard to see on there, but these are the branches, and where they are on the back, that's sticky. So you want to only lay this where you really want this to go. But I'm gonna do it so it looks like it's coming out of there. Okay, then lay it down, then take your tongue compressor looking thingy and start rubbing on an angle, pressing firmly. Don't worry about ruining your furniture. You're not going to do that unless you are digging. And if that's the case, you need to lighten up. So just going to press very firmly all over, and then take a little piece of the plastic and start lifting and working as you go, peeling up over the design. You do want to go slow to make sure that you don't rip your transfer. If you do accidentally rip it, it is usually easily fixed just by laying this back down. And now the branch is off of the transfer paper, and I've got it on my table. So then I just come back through with my hand and lightly rub and make sure it's pressed down all the way. Beautiful. All right, now I'm gonna do this one. I'm just trying to figure out where I want everything spaced. So again, I've already cut it out of that big paper. Take this off. This one is a really pretty flower stem. And then figure out where I want it. Could go in a little more. Let's see here. I don't want this to really lay on here until I'm sure of where I want it. What I could do, if I put that one there, cut out one of the big magnolias and go there. Maybe I'll do that instead. Let's do that. So then this can come in a little more. Okay. I'm gonna put that there. Because I kind of want to take up the center of the table too. So just press. You want to make sure you get every inch, centimeter of this design. Especially along the edges and on like leaves and flowers where there's points, you really want to get it good on the point because you want to make sure it doesn't rip. And then you'll take a piece up and start peeling while you do this. Sometimes it won't stick right, so then you start on a different end. So let's start here. Just start slowly peeling this clear piece back while you work. see it coming off onto the table. Go slow. I am absolutely loving the way this table is turning out. It looks so good. This is exactly what I was wanting. So I'm pumped about it. You guys can buy these transfers over on Dixie Belle. If you head to gatheredinthekitchen.com, you guys can search Dixie Belle and get my affiliate link, but I'll also post all the links to all these products once the video is done. So you guys can do this as well. I use Dixie Belle paint to paint my table. I actually ended up using 4 colors total on the table. That was in part 1. However, after part 1, I came back and added the 2 other colors. I only started with, well, I technically started with 3 colors, but I added a little more and then distressed with a sand paper and sanding pad. Whoop. There we go. And peel it up. And then press just to make sure it is all down. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'll turn it. And then I was going to put a big magnolia there. So let me cut one of those out. So I'm stealing from my second pack. So only 1 flower I'll need. But I'm going to cut this out. So it comes on a big sheet, as you guys can see. And you want to make sure that this white piece of paper stays. And also another tip, there's a shiny side to this white paper and a dull side. Don't put the dull side on the transfer. It will ruin it. I've done it. Believe me, if you cut this out and then you place it on like whatever you want and then you're like, oh, maybe I don't want that there, and you put it back on the white paper, make sure you do it on the correct side because otherwise you'll ruin your transfer. Take it from me, I know. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna cut out, which leaves do I wanna cut out? I'm gonna cut these ones. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one. Leave this one here. I'm gonna cut this one out this time so it doesn't look the same as over there. Okay, so I've got this, and now I peel it and figure out where I want it. Let's see. Yeah. I'll go right there. Okay. Put it on and press. This is actually really easy to do. It is just a little time consuming, but the difference that you can make on a drabby old piece of furniture is drastic. So I highly recommend going through the little bit of effort to make something over and make it beautiful. Give something new life. So slowly peel this back. Okay. So if you guys are on right now, I'd love to know where you're watching from and what the weather is like there. I was saying earlier, I'm in Wisconsin and it is snowy. It has been snowing all day long, all day long. So much snow that my husband and I went snowshoeing this morning and it's really cold. I thought this morning that my thumbs had frostbite and I'm not joking. I was so cold. But I did have 2 pairs of gloves on, and once I took the second pair off, then my hands seemed to warm up. I think I was restricting the blood flow or something. So, lesson learned. But, so if you guys are on, I'd love to know. Let me see who is it. Diane's on. Awesome, awesome. So, also I'd like to know if you guys have any pieces of furniture that you want to make over. If you need any tips or design ideas, I'd love to help you with that. Send me a picture of what you have and we can figure out what to do with it. That's one of my favorite things. I actually got a message the other day from a neighbor, well, kind of a neighbor, asking if I would come down and take a look at their house to go through some design ideas. So I thought that was really fun. So hopefully you guys caught my coffee chat this morning as well, a blog post that went out. I went over everything that I shared this week on Gathered in the Kitchen, along with some easy DIYs and recipes that I would recommend making. All right, we're almost done with this one. Here we go. Beautiful. Oh, this looks so good. I love it. All right, we're gonna turn it. Put this cotton ball one. Let's see. No, actually, let's do this branch. We'll make it. Where do we want to do this one? We'll do it like that. Okay, we're gonna make this one come off this magnolia flower. Just place it in there and press. That one went fast. That one's on. Now we're gonna do this cotton ball one. Let's see here, how do I want this to be angled? There's a little stem here. What I could do, let's put that like that. Put a leaf here. Let's do the leaf first. So take up some space. Okay. I'm excited that you guys have joined me for tonight. This is my favorite way to spend my evenings. Crafting. I used to stay up till all wee hours of the night. Now I'm too old to do that, but I used to do that, especially when the kids were little and I really couldn't craft too much during the day because I was busy. So, all right, we're gonna do this one on an angle, make it look like it's coming up off the table. Okay. The one thing you do want to make sure you're careful of is don't accidentally run this little tongue compressor off onto the table, off of the plastic, because you will make a mark in your paint. I accidentally did it right there, so don't be like me. I had cut that leaf way too close to the edge, but that's because it was on one of the flowers, and I just got a little too far, but that's okay. So tomorrow when it's light outside, because now it's dark, I will take some photos of this and post it so you guys can see what it looks like in real daylight rather than artificial light where nothing looks good, and show you guys. I'm really excited about this. This is actually my very first piece of furniture that I've put a transfer on. I have done a billion transfers in my day. I usually make them, but this one I'm using a purchased product because I can't make flowers like this. But I have used the transfers on signs before as well. But this is the first time on furniture, and I am absolutely in love with how it's looking. So, all right, so I've got a little cotton ball hanging over the edge. I'm gonna cut that because I don't want that looking like the leaf is folding over. Oh, and it did, right as I was about ready to get it. Well, we'll let that be. We'll just let that little leaf fold over the edge. All right, there's that. Make sure it's all pressed on. Now I've got all of the big pieces on here, so you guys can see it so far. It looks really pretty. I know it's kind of hard to see the whole thing, but now I've saved some of these little leaves, and I'm gonna figure out where I want to put these. So let's cut these out. This first one, let's come in this angle, so. I don't want that one there. Let's see. Do I want this one there? I'll do that one there. All right, so then this one's gonna come here. Stick it on, right on the edge. Perfect, okay? And these are just like little fillers, kind of like I said, when you're making a wreath. You put the big flowers on or big ribbons or bows, and then you start coming back and adding little pieces. Just to give it a little more oomph. So these are the leaves that were around the magnolias. I just didn't like the spacing on them, so I wanted them to look a little more realistic, like they were actually on the branches. So I cut them out, and now I'm just gonna add them wherever I feel like there's a little bit of void. There we go. Now that one's on. Okay. Let's turn it. I'm gonna work into around the edges. Let's do I want this big one there or no? I feel like it's a little large. Maybe we'll do it here. Coming out that way. That would be better. Okay. Cut this one off. Take the backing paper off. And then figure out where you want to lay it. I don't know if I want it connected to the flower or if I want it connected to just the branch. Oh, all the choices you have to make. I can't decide where I want it. Let's just go off the branch. This probably looks the best. Yeah. Okay. All right. Press. Now before I take off this plastic, I'm gonna come and cut this around the edge because I don't want this big of a leaf wrapping around the edge. But rather than throw this away, I'm just gonna set this aside right now just to make sure I don't have any other areas where I could use just a teeny tiny little green leaf. So never get rid of the transfer until you are fully sure that you don't need any more. I was making a farm sign and I accidentally did a goof up and this transfer ripped because I put it on the wrong side of the backing paper, and then I ended up having to take whatever little pieces I could to fix it, and I was making my own transfer with it. So don't throw any pieces away until you are completely done. This, I want to cut just a little closer. There we go. It did hang up a little bit, so. There we go. All right. It is just over the edge, just a smidge. This is where my X-Acto knife would come in handy, but it's down in the basement. Okay. There we go. Good. All right. Now, where else do I want to put a leaf? I think one needs to come off of this one someplace to fill that void. Yeah, let's just do it there. Right there. Now this is cut very close to my edge, so I'm gonna be very careful. Can you go let the dogs out? Thanks. And then call Daddy if he wants to get food. We're trying to figure out dinner over here because Mommy's too busy crafting. Call Daddy. What are you guys doing for dinner? Give me some ideas. Perfect. It looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love how this is coming together. I have one more leaf I can figure out if I want to put someplace. Maybe I'll just like put that one there. I think that would look good. And oh no, I have two leaves because I have this little guy. This one, let's put that one here because this is just a long branch. I want to know, do you guys think I should put something in the middle or no? Comment yes or no if something to go in the middle. I can't decide. I do have more transfers I could stick there, but I really wanted to go around the edging first and see how that looked. There we go. I have this sweet little butterfly that, maybe I'll do it over on the flower side rather than the cotton ball. I feel like that might look better. Okay. Let's turn it so I can see. Maybe do the butterfly here and it's in the middle a little more. What do you think? You think over here? Here? This flower? Asking now for my daughter's opinion now too. Up here? Yeah, I like it here because then it fills out this space a little more. Let's go here. Sorry, I overruled you. All right, so I'll be like flying in. Let's go here. So a really fun thing to do with transfers too is to put it on the sides of drawers, like dresser drawers. There are lots of different transfers you can do for that. There's some really cool floral ones, other floral ones. And then there's also, oops, okay, my little transfer ripped. So the little butterfly's tail fell off. So I'm gonna come back, try to line it up, put it on there, and then press. You'll never know. Perfect. All right, so I've got that. I have one more leaf I should probably put someplace just so this one doesn't go to waste. I think I was gonna go there, right? You think here? The only problem, I need something that's got a point to it because this has an indent. So, or I don't have to use it. Maybe we don't use it. Or I make it in, cut it. Oh, dogs. All right, let's see. Let me stand up and look at it. Oh, this looks so pretty. No, I'm not gonna add this. I'm gonna save this for another project. This looks so good, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I love this. I am going to put a sealer on top of this. I'm not exactly sure which one I want to do. I might probably just do the top coat or Boss. Boss is what I sealed my chairs with. It makes it waterproof or water resistant and just really holds everything nicely together. So I have to decide what I want to do in there. But I will keep you guys posted. I'll let you know. Thank you so much for joining me on this. Again, tonight I used the Magnolia Garden transfer. I will link all of these products. There are so many more. You don't have to buy a magnolia leaf. They have so many beautiful transfers of different scenes, different flowers, different designs. There's even boho looking designs. So I will give you guys all of the links to that. And thank you so much for joining me. Again, I will post pictures of this completed tomorrow once there's daylight and I can make it look good. So have a great night, guys. See you later. Bye.